Ladies and gentlemen, my special guest this week is none other than Razor Ramon.
Welcome everyone to WWF Superstars. Vince McMahon here along with Mr. Perfect, and look at this.
There he is.
Sliding up to the podium, Razor Ramon. A man unquestionably, in my mind at least, very instrumental in the Macho Man Randy Savage losing the championship to Ric Flair.
Let's just say we're on the buddy system.
You know, Razor Ramon, I talked to the...
Cállate, chico. Hey, Randy Savage. Mira. Look at me, man. I know limping. Hey, Savage. Where's your gold, man? I still got mine, man. You lost yours, man. You lost your machismo, chico. And now, you want to step into the ring with Razor Ramon? El Jefe? You not just lose your belt, man. You not just lose your machismo, man. You want to fight Razor Ramon? You lost your mind, chico.
I guess you're pretty happy about all this, aren't you, huh?
If I ever. Look at him up there. He still has his gold. Ric Flair still has his gold. Macho Man, he's a three-time loser. He steps into the ring with Razor Ramon, the Macho Man does, and Macho Man will be a four-time loser.
This week on WWF Superstars, scheduled to join us in addition to Razor Ramon will be the Undertaker.
And the man who can put a lot of hurt on anybody, and that's Nailz.
And speaking of hurt, you're talking natural disasters, you're talking the WWF Tag Team Champions.
How about the trendsetter, Rick the Model Martel?
Yeah, indeed, he's scheduled to join us as well. Lots of action this week on WWF Superstars. As a matter of fact, headed to the ring right now, one of the premier upcoming WWF athletes.
This contest is scheduled for one fall. Coming down the aisle from Kona, Hawaii, weighing 315 pounds.
A big monster of a man.
Maryland, weighing 230 pounds, Dwayne Gill.
Dwayne Gill wants to compare physiques to Crush. Get serious.
What a suntan Crush had.
Crush ready to lock up with Dwayne Gill. Gets the okay side from a little youngster at ringside. Ooh, big hammer of a forearm, and Dwayne Gill finds himself on the canvas already. Your speculation, Mr. Perfect, as to exactly where Crush is going in his career here in the WWF.
Well, I'm sure he's going to be going up. Look, you don't see guys like this walking down the street every day at 6'8" with that kind of agility. Whoa, there's some good agility there.
We had an occasion to chat with, oh my, Crush earlier on. Crush from Hawaii had these few words of wisdom.
From the shores of Kailua Kona, Hawaii, all the way to the rings of the World Wrestling Federation, this is Crush sending out a very warm aloha and reminding anyone who gets in my way, I'll show you, brother, exactly how I got the name, Crush.
And down to the chest area. Yeah, all right. Crush is pumped these days. And he has his sights, by the way, set on the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Hello, Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm here, I'm
nodding
watching.
off over here.
No, I'm not nodding off. I'm watching. I'm still enjoying myself. I'm watching Crush.
I think you're still mesmerized with that interview of Razor Ramon earlier.
That was great, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. Crush hammering Dwayne Gill. Oh, my goodness, forget about it.
There's been a lot of great athletes out of Hawaii.
Whoa! Look at that agility.
I'm just getting fired up.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, Crush means business. Crush now with Dwayne Gill.
He's gonna slam him on the floor.
No, he's not. He has him up. And successful behind the neck press here. Little extra over the top rope.
From the floor over the top rope, that's got to be 10 feet.
I've never seen that done before. Right over the top rope. Crush. Oh, my. Teaching Dwayne Gill a little lesson here. I don't think Mr. Gill is headed to the shores of Hawaii anytime soon.
Look at that.
I think we're going to see the end of this one. Crush. Setting up Dwayne Gill. Oh, no, look at that.
It's going to break the man's eardrum.
Down to the canvas. Unbelievable pressure and pain applied by Crush, and it's over.
I don't like that hold, pal. I think that should be outlawed here. I can do permanent damage to somebody.
Well, speaking of permanent damage, that would lead us to the individual scheduled to be in the squared circle right after this commercial break.
The most dangerous man in the World Wrestling Federation, and I can only be talking about one man, Nailz.
We're back with more WWF Superstars. Mr. Perfect, take a look at this man.
There's a man who can be alone.
He can be anything he wants to be.
Weighing 302
He could also be the victim.
Nailz.
He could be what's left
His opponent
after the Big Boss Man gets finished with him.
He could be the man that puts the Big Boss Man out of the World Wrestling Federation once and for all.
I suppose. I'm surprised that anyone would sign on for a match with Nailz. I'm surprised that Jack Tunney, president of the WWF, will allow this man to remain in the squared circle.
Well, it's the only place Nailz can legally beat up people.
Come on, ref, get in there. A blatant chokehold. From one corner to the other. Finally, the official putting the brake on Nailz.
This guy's out on his feet already.
I mean, talk about intimidation. Just to look into the kisser of Nailz, that alone is intimidating. I don't believe I've ever seen a man quite as innately mean as Nailz.
That's why he's the most dangerous man ever in the World Wrestling Federation.
Nailz just all over his opponent here. You know, I suspect Nailz is ready to take a trip. Yep, no doubt about it in my mind.
Take a trip where?
He's ready to take a ride down to Cobb County, Georgia.
The only reason he'd be going to Cobb County was to find the Big Boss Man and destroy him, beat him up.
Yeah. I think Nailz is going to go back in the big house, or at least he's going to think he's back in the big house when he's in the squared circle with a Big Boss Man. Ah, come on, all over him, bloody lip and all. Nailz just destroying his opponent. At the conclusion of this matchup, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take you back. We're going to show you, indeed, some footage from one of the great World Wrestling Federation champions of past. He held the championship for 6 years running. And that can only mean one man, Mr. Perfect.
Bob Backlund, is that who you're talking about?
Exactly, Bob Backlund. At the conclusion of this matchup. Yeah, ring the bell, it's over. Well, this one's been over for a long time.
Here is your winner.
Nice sleeper hold. That's a really effective sleeper hold.
I guess so. If you choke someone down to the canvas, you call that a sleeper hold?
That's a carotid artery that runs down the side of the neck.
Oh, yeah, right. It's also the esophagus that was cut off in the front of the neck. Let's take you to a man now, ladies and gentlemen, who commands more respect than perhaps any other former World Wrestling Federation champion. Let's take you to Bob Backlund.
Hi, I'm Bob Backlund, and I remember that moment very, very well on February 20th of 1978 in Madison Square Garden when I had the opportunity to win the World Wrestling Federation Championship, and it changed my whole life. I'm 43 years old, and I'm making a comeback to the World Wrestling Federation. And yes, my goal is to become the World Wrestling Federation champion once again.
Scheduled up next, ladies and gentlemen, The Undertaker. But right now, let's take you back to just 2 weeks ago when Kamala saw the casket of Paul Bearer and The Undertaker. Kamala still needs a few lessons on the proper way to give me a break. Finally, a count of 3. Wow. And again, any individual would be afraid of Kamala. Oh, wait a minute, what is this? But Kamala is definitely afraid of The Undertaker, and Paul Bearer is bringing the coffin down to ringside. Is The Undertaker inside the coffin? Paul Bearer pushing this coffin down to ringside. The Undertaker's gonna pop out of that coffin for sure. Harvey, Kimchi, and Kamala have not seen the
Kamala's not afraid of it. Look at.
Whoa, look at this. Kamala's seen the coffin. Look at the look on the face of the Ugandan giant Kamala over the top rope. He knows The Undertaker's in that coffin. He's wasting no time. He's going out into the audience. Look at this. Kamala's looking for the nearest exit. He doesn't care where it is. And Paul Bearer with perhaps The Undertaker on the inside of that coffin. Who knows? Well, that piece of footage a bit ironic because it was just prior to that we heard Harvey Whippleman state that he nor Kamala were afraid of The Undertaker or anyone else for that matter. I guess we definitely know differently now.
Well, the look in his eyes, he was definitely scared.
And wouldn't you be afraid as well if you had leaped from the top rope down onto a man's carcass, and from there your opponent sits up as if nothing happened?
If I gave a guy my best shot and he got up and walked away from it, yeah, I would be concerned, yeah.
Concerned? I think this man could take everyone's best shot in succession and still somehow rise to the occasion.
I'm not so sure about that.
Many feel that The Undertaker is a little bit more than just human.
I agree with that.
He is unquestionably one of the most awesome forces in the World Wrestling Federation today. Feared and respected. Revered by his peers.
He's never won a beauty contest anywhere, I'll guarantee you that.
I don't think he'd be wanting to enter one of those events. But you can find him right in there. Yes, indeed. Superstars 7 magazine available this Thursday at newsstands everywhere. The Ultimate Warrior was on the cover as we saw a moment ago. And take a look who's on the inside. Von Cross coming into the inside. Right away, probably sorry that he signed on for this matchup. And The Undertaker not above intimidating the official from time to time. Oh, my goodness. What does Paul Bearer have on the inside of the urn?
I have no idea what he's got in there.
And an uppercut. Von Cross having his problems, as anyone would, against The Undertaker. But I really believe Kamala's going to have his problems.
I'm not too sure about that. Kamala doesn't have all Kamala doesn't have all the smarts in the world, which makes him a dangerous man.
Yeah. You talk about a dangerous man. Where would you have The Undertaker on that list?
Close to the top.
Close to the top. Give me a break. Could it be the Ugandan giant winding up just like this? Now, tombstone down to the canvas. Kamala could easily be defeated just like Von Cross. Rest in peace. Wow. And perhaps the remains of the Ugandan giant, the mighty Kamala, will be placed in the body bag.
Well, if that's the case, you better get a bigger bag.
Oh, I'm sure they have one that would accommodate the size of Kamala. Knowing Paul Bearer, I'm sure he is most accommodating.
I believe it.
The Undertaker, once again victorious.
Well, that thing's airtight.
Yeah?
You can't breathe in there.
The Ziploc storage bag, and once again the Undertaker. There's a cute little Undertaker out, Undertakeress, I guess. Take a look at her.
Oh, and take a look at that.
Let's go back to the replay.
Well, here you see the Undertaker with that leaping, flying clothesline. And there it is, the tombstone. Nobody's getting up from that.
Indeed, nobody. Standing by right now, Sean Mooney in the event center. Oh, yes, look at this.
The Event Center is brought to you by IcoPro, for everybody who cares about their body.
Paul Bearer often advises the Undertaker's opponents to have their affairs in order before they step into the ring with the advanced man for the Grim Reaper. That is certainly sound advice considering the statistics of the number of careers that have come to an end at the hands of the massive superstar. According to the Pale Duo, it is Kamala's career that is about to expire. The Ugandan giant is standing by with his handlers.
I think everybody out there in the viewing audience is familiar with this man, the Ugandan giant, the mighty Kamala. And this is the man that fears no one. He fears nothing. Which brings me to my next point. Mr. Paul Bearer and the Undertaker. Do y'all realize that the main thing you have going for you is intimidation? You got half your opponents scared to death before you even get in the ring with them. More than half, I'd say 99.9% of them. But here's that last 1/10%. The Ugandan giant Kamala. He is not afraid of you. You cannot intimidate him, and the next time we get you in the ring, you're gonna find out for sure.
Kamala can run, but he will never be able to hide from the Undertaker. As the hunt continues for the Ugandan giant, let's check in with Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the proud American.
Hey, folks, I know a lot of you people out there in WWF land have been wondering where old Hacksaw Jim Duggan's been. Well, if you want to see me, all you got to do is turn on the primetime TV show, and you'll see old Hacksaw sitting there next to my buddy Vince McMahon, looking over at Bobby the Weasel Heenan and Mr. Obnoxious, Mr. Perfect, or you can catch me on the All-American show with my friend Gene Okerlund. And you know, folks, it makes me proud to stand there at the All-American show with a flag of the United States of America. Also, around this time of the year, remember something very important that we Americans can do, and that's vote, tough guy.
Jim Duggan is always set to battle it out face-to-face in the ring, but he also knows the best way to fight for his fellow Americans is to cast his vote, and Hacksaw wants you to join him.
We're back with more WWF Superstars, and look who's on his way.
From the Motor City.
He loves the nightlife.
He does indeed. Repo Man also likes his work.
Opponent from Baltimore, Maryland, weighing 250 pounds, Laverne, Miguel.
And if you haven't paid your car payments on time, it could very well be that a local collection agency could call this man, the Repo Man, for collection.
Not only your car, your stereo, your television, your bicycle, anything. This guy does it all.
And in the squared circle, he does it all as well. I mean, even the way he locks up with a man, it's just like He's trying to slide behind. You know, I mean, he's just sneaky.
Well, there's a lot of light here in the building, you know, and he's used to working in the dark.
Yeah. Clean break by Laverne.
Can't turn your back on the Repo Man for even a split second.
Not very smart. By the way, a little bit later on, scheduled to join us, the tag team champions of the World Wrestling Federation, the Natural Disasters. Also on hand, the model, Rick Martel. Very clever maneuver there by the Repo Man.
Look at how sneaky. What a great disguise that is, huh? With the beard and the hair.
A great disguise?
Oh, yeah. He doesn't want anybody to know his identity. The mask, the hair, the little beard. It's a master of
I've never
disguise.
seen anyone like the Repo Man before. I mean, he'd be very easily spotted on the street.
Of course you've never seen anybody like the Repo Man. He works at night. You never saw him when he took your car away. He's a survivor.
I suppose Repo Man is a survivor. Speaking of surviving, next week on WWF Superstars, there will be an announcement as to the main event at the Survivor Series. And I'm sure Mr. Flair is figured in there somewhere.
Well, of course. Always in the main event.
Now, wait a minute. I don't think I have to remind you of SummerSlam, do I?
We were in the main event.
Yeah, you certainly were. You weren't invited, but you were there.
Well, I was there. That's what I said, isn't it?
Now, Repo Man with a little lecture here for Laverne Miguel. Repo in complete control of this matchup from the outset. Miguel thus far has been unable to counter the skills of the Repo Man. He's out of here. What do you mean by that?
The ref told him to get back, and he backed
sure.
up.
Then the ref tells him to get back,
See?
and he just lets Laverne just hang upside down. Finally comes over to help him out. Give me a break. I think there should be a school for officials in the WWF. There should be some sort of graduate course.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now that baseball's gotten rid of Faye Vincent, I think the WWF should get rid of Jack Tunney.
Oh, really? Wait a minute. I've got it. I think I've guessed. I think I would guess who you would nominate to be the commissioner or the next president of the WWF. Mr. Perfect. Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
Glad you agree.
Uh-huh. And then we would have a perfect president.
Now you're starting to see things perfectly.
I see. No contest here at all, but there's going to be one coming up for sure. The Natural Disasters ready to give it a go. And at the conclusion of the Natural Disasters matchup, Mean Gene will give us an update on which team should be ranked as the #1 contenders. Should it be Money Incorporated?
Yeah.
Or should it be the Nasty Boys?
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. You're as bad as Jimmy Hart, who manages both teams. He's going to have to make a choice, I would suggest.
He'll make the right decision.
He will.
Sure.
Repo Man stretching back on the knee, and that's just about all she wrote for Laverne Miguel.
Like how the Repo Man went to work on that leg and then finished him off with it. Smart wrestling.
Repo Man with the rope, the hook. What's he doing here? Oh, come on.
Hook him up to your tow truck. What a drag.
What a drag.
What a drag.
Yeah. Come on. Well, it looks like Laverne Miguel did not survive the matchup with the Repo Man. Just who will survive the Survivor Series? A matter of some conjecture. We'll all find out next week when the World Wrestling Federation announces the main event at Survivor Series. Maybe we all will be as happy as the Repo Man is right about now.
Superstars of the World Wrestling Federation have already begun to line up, making their bids in an effort to be a part of the Fall Spectacular, the Survivor Series. Judging from the information we have gathered here in the Event Center, it is clear the Thanksgiving Eve event is going to be a Survivor Series like never before. One superstar who certainly has the drive to survive is the Big Boss Man.
When I was a little bitty boy, my mama and daddy always told me, treat people the way you'd want to be treated yourself. Try to walk the straight and narrow, because when you grow up, son, you're going to have to answer for your actions. Well, that's why I became the Big Boss Man. That's why I went into law enforcement, because I believe in myself and I believe in people. The Big Boss Man is law, order, and justice of the World Wrestling Federation. And that's the plain and simple fact. No matter who likes it, Nailz tried to destroy me, tried to cripple me. But as you see, I'm standing tall and I'm standing proud. And I'm gonna make sure trash like you, Nailz, is out of the World Wrestling Federation for good.
The fact that the Big Boss Man has become a victim of the merciless ex-convict has only increased the former prison guard's desire to capture Nailz and make him pay for his crimes. Another superstar who continues to blatantly disregard the laws of the WWF is the mysterious Papa Shango.
I curse you from the east. I curse you to the west. The wind from the south brings death. Papa Shango has brought curses to the WWF. Papa Shango has made zombies of everyone he has faced. Maybe you, Bret Hart, would like to face Papa Shango. Well, Papa Shango would also like to face you, Bret Hart. I will make you my zombie and anyone else that steps in my way.
Papa Shango convinced the Hitman will be another victim of his black magic. However, Bret Hart plans to perform a little magic of his own in the ring when they meet. And now for my next trick, we'll be back in 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
We made mention earlier on of this coming Survivor Series on Thanksgiving Eve. Right now, let's take you back and show you some action from last year's Survivor Series.
I think I have to go down and help him up. Oh, please. Well, if you insist, I'll stay here. Referee calling for the bell here. Disqualification, perhaps, or count out. I know Flair's the legal man out there. Well, they should disqualify. They disqualify Piper? Who they disqualify? Why don't you just wait a minute? Somebody's going to be sent out of here. I think Piper gave up. I think he quit and said, I've had enough. I'm not sure what happened. There's bodies all over the place.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the referee's official decision. He has disqualified every participant that was battling in the ring except for one man who is the sole survivor and the winner.
You talk about the Survivor Series. Here come two individuals, no doubt, headed to this year's Survivor Series, the Natural Disasters.
152 pounds, the World Wrestling Federation and team champions, the Natural Disasters.
The Natural Disasters are reigning tag team champions.
485 pounds, the team of Bob Bradley and Barry Horowitz.
Horowitz and Bradley combining forces. Together, I'm not so sure that their weight would equal one of the members of the Natural Disasters. They are so huge.
They're the biggest team ever in the World Wrestling Federation.
And you wonder, can anyone any one team defeat Typhoon and Earthquake for the WWF Tag Team Championship?
I'd have to say yes.
Oh, you would now?
Sure, Money Incorporated. They're a great wrestling team.
Yes,
Once
indeed
these
they
two
are.
great big men run out of gas, they're like a semi-truck sitting on the side of the road. They can't go anywhere. That's wrestling strategy.
I see.
On the other hand, the Nasty Boys.
Yeah,
Been together all their lives. They know how each other work as a team. They could defeat the natural disasters.
Well, it all remains to be seen, but nonetheless, in the middle of it all is manager Jimmy Hart, and at the conclusion of this matchup, standing by will be Mean Gene Okerlund on an update as it relates to the tag team contenders, and I believe his guest is slated to be Jimmy Hart. Typhoon having some fun in there against Horowitz at the moment. Now, why would Horowitz, who can't even reach the hand of Typhoon, want to test Typhoon in Greco-Roman wrestling?
You don't see Typhoon going for it, do you? He tells him what to do. Put the hand up, he puts it up.
Yeah, but a little bit too far up. Okay, here we go. And now what happens? Just what we thought was going to happen.
That wasn't a smart move by Horowitz.
Yeah, what?
It wasn't a smart move by Horowitz.
That's for sure. How smart are Money Incorporated? They will challenge the Natural Disasters for the title. We spoke to them earlier.
Natural Disasters, as sure as your tax cheats, we will be champions again.
That's right, and before you go out and go spending all that money you think you're going to be making as champions, you better not be writing checks that you won't have funds to cover, because we are going to be the champion again. Right, Jimmy?
You better believe it, baby!
That's right. You can take that to the bank.
What about the Nasty Boys?
What about them?
I think they're the #1 contenders, as well as Money Inc.
I would suggest to you, yes, they are as well. Oh, look at this. Earlier on, you said Horowitz wasn't too bright. I guess maybe that tactic there just confirmed it.
He's crazy.
Well, yeah, we've gone from not being bright to dumb, and now I think after that maneuver, we're even further down on the scale. We're down around the amoeba category. As the Quakester looks on. Yet to get into the so-called match. And Typhoon is having some fun in there with Barry Horowitz. Horowitz should tag out to the 82nd Airborne. They may have some effect on Typhoon. Uh-oh.
These two big dummies standing out, they think they're really enjoying themselves, huh?
Well, they are enjoying themselves. Aha. Let's see what Bradley can do against Typhoon.
Bradley's a good wrestler. He'll show him.
There's nothing wrong with Horowitz.
See Typhoon backing down?
Well, that's one way to get a big man down there.
There it is.
All right. All over him now. What's he doing? Biting him. All over Typhoon. Trying to make an impression. Trying to haul him out of the corner. Can't bring the big man out. There he goes, only for a reversal. And Bradley goes for the right. Uh-oh. There's trouble in River City. Oh, my. We're all over it. Earthquake upset because Bradley raked the eyes of his tag team partner, Typhoon. Uh-oh. Look out. Look out. This could be trouble for Bradley. Earthquake drops the
Forget
elbow.
about it.
Ooh. There's a tremor. Look out. The geysers are telling us there's going to be an earthquake, and tag was made down to the chest. Off the rope, Typhoon with a title win. 1, 2, and forget about it.
They're going to be a tough team to beat, but they can be beat.
Well, any tag team on any given night, any individual on any given night in the WWF can be defeated.
Except for Ric Flair.
What?
With exception to Ric Flair.
I see. Let's go back to the replay and take a look at natural disasters.
Here comes the earthquake down on the rib cage, and then the typhoon splash. Get the scraper out.
All right, standing by right now with an update on just who will challenge the champions. Here's me, Gene Okerlund.
I am endeavoring at this point in time to run down the vocal mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart, of course, managing a couple of very prominent teams in the World Wrestling Federation these days. Excuse me, President Tunney, have you seen Jimmy Hart? Oop, come along with me. Let's see if we can run him down. Jimmy Hart, of course, managing Money Incorporated. Jimmy Hart, come on.
Why don't you leave me alone, man?
Jimmy Hart, you just heard the comments of Money Incorporated stating categorically they are the #1 contenders for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team belts.
Money Incorporated, Erwin R. Shyster, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. There's no doubt in my mind they can wipe out those natural disasters for the World Wrestling Federation Championship belts. Me and Gene, let me tell you that right now, baby.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Last week, it was the Nasty Boys stating they were the #1 contenders. What's going on here?
You know, Knobs and Sags, they are a great team. They're my #1 team, man, because you see, there's no doubt they can wipe out Typhoon, the Big Buffoon, and the Big Buffet Buster Earthquake. Somebody get my phone over there. Come on, Tony, wake up.
Both sides of your mouth. Is it going to be Money Incorporated, or is it going to be the Nasty Boys?
Hey, both my teams are great. The Nasty Boys are #1 contenders, and so is Money Incorporated. You know,
Wait a minute,
you're
Jimmy
trying to
Hart,
start
one
a
of these teams
controversy.
is going to get the shaft, the other one's going to get a shot at the gold.
I can't believe you said that.
Look, you're wearing
trying
Money
to start
Incorporated
trouble.
jacket.
You're
Jimmy
trying
Hart.
to start trouble.
Jimmy,
I've got the Nasty
Jimmy
Boys.
and Hart, I'm telling you.
Can't have any privacy. Get out of it.
We're back with more WWF action.
Well, I guess that settles that.
I beg your pardon?
Who the #1 contender is.
I didn't get much out of Jimmy Hart in terms of whom he was going to designate as #1 contenders. Did you?
Yeah, of course. Let's watch the model here. Why don't you start listening a little bit more?
His opponent.
Well, I must say, I don't think Jimmy Hart gave away, except, whoa, look at this.
She's going nuts over the model. What a trendsetter.
Andre Agassi, eat your heart out, huh?
Oh, yeah.
However, he sort of reminds me a little bit more of Gabriella Sabatini with those pink pumps on.
I heard she offered to give tennis lessons to the model. Not that he needed them, but just on the side.
I see. I wonder how the model's backhand is.
Probably about as good as his forehand is.
Well, how good would that be? Something less than perfect. Let's just leave it at that, right?
Really good, but nobody's perfect except Mr. Perfect.
And you have played the game of tennis before.
Oh, yeah.
I see.
I can do it all.
Rick Martel. Disrobing, preparing for his matchup. Mr. Martel, a proponent of Icapro, no doubt.
No doubt. Look at the body on this guy.
Oh, come on, let's wrestle, please. Look at the pink.
Settle down, everybody. Settle down.
I want a 3.2.
Oh, yeah, look at the guy giving the sign, too. He's a real winner, right?
Well.
Like he's a perfect 10.
The model, Rick Martel. Whether he's on the runways of Paris, France, or in the squared circle in the WWF, he is always ranked among the top contenders.
And with good reason. Good wrestling experience, knows how to take the holds on and off.
Nice reversal there by Ross Greenberg.
You're not going to out-wrestle the model. Look at that.
Nice maneuver.
Good to stay limber during your match.
I see. I mean, showing off doesn't have anything at all to do with it, right?
If you got something to show off, you might as well show it off.
Oh, I see.
Unlike you, better keep that body covered.
Hey. A slam by the model. And Ross Greenberg goes down to the canvas again.
Yes, with the fall season coming up, you know, the model is a very busy man. All the famous designers from all over the world are calling me. They all want me to model their clothes because they know I am the best. Yes, the model is still in vogue.
Boy, he looks great, doesn't he?
Still in vogue and still in GQ. I wonder if he'll ever make it to the cover of the WWF magazine. Then he's made it.
I'm sure he'll be there.
Greenberg over the top, dump to the outside. That's sort of a humiliating tactic, and as far as I'm concerned, a real shortcut by a veteran like Martel.
Oh, it's just like throwing the garbage over the fence into the neighbor's yard.
Yeah. You do that? Look at that.
I don't touch my garbage. I have people that do that for me.
You don't touch your garbage?
No.
I see. Why not?
Because it's garbage.
The model Rick Martel hammering away on Ross Greenberg. And Greenberg with a nice reversal now. Off the rope. Whoa. Missing with a drop kick.
Like I said before, you're not going to out-wrestle the model.
Oh, I don't know about that. Some would come very, very close.
Yeah, close.
Taking nothing away from the athleticism of the model Rick Martel. Quite frankly, I've seen more in terms of scientific knowledge displayed in the past by the model than we are seeing this week. However, and the result in a Boston Crab submission hold. Too much pressure on the spine. It's all over, and the model is once again victorious.
The model, Rick Martel.
So the model, just like he said, still in vogue.
The model is worth the top of the world.
Back to the replay.
There you see the model. Nobody's going to out-wrestle the model Rick Martel. Look at that leg sweep. Beautifully done. Couple jumping jacks. What a trendsetter.
Speaking of trendsetters, let's take you to Sean Mooney.
Well, I don't believe I could be included among the individuals here in the WWF who have stretched fashion to the extreme limits. Although the model has often stepped way over the line, few have the skill or the desire to attempt to force him to change his wardrobe. Now, in the case of Skinner, deciding what to wear has never been a problem.
You know what makes a man tough? It's bad times. And there's no worse time than right after a disaster. Right down there outside of Miami, where I'm from, in Hurricane City, Everglades were wiped out. Swirling winds, pouring rain. Alligators are going nuts, going crazy. One going one way, one going the other way. I got snakes running through my house out the other side. And it didn't do nothing but put old Skinner in a bad mood. And when I get in a bad mood, I gotta take it out on somebody. And there's a whole lot of you WWF superstars out there to take it out on. So if you think that Hurricane Andrew was a disaster, you just wait till you get in the ring with Skinner. I'll show you a real disaster.
Obviously, there will be no relief for Skinner until he has blown away the superstars who are currently blocking his path to a championship. Unlike a hurricane that eventually dies down, the superstar from the Everglades just gets more devastating with each victory. One individual who's more than willing to face Skinner's fury is Bret the Hitman Hart.
You know, there's a lot of people in the World Wrestling Federation that are wondering what exactly is going through my mind now that I lost the Intercontinental title to the British Bulldog. You know, there's guys like Papa Shango running around. He thinks he put a curse on me. He thinks that's what cost me the Intercontinental title. You know what I think? You can believe what you want to believe. And I believe that that was one of the greatest matches in the World Wrestling Federation, maybe the greatest of all time. And it was a match that could have gone one way or the other. But I do know one thing. Papa Shango, you can't take credit for anything. And there's all kinds of other guys in the World Wrestling Federation that think the Hitman's a beaten man, that I'm broken, that I'm down at the bottom. Well, you're all gonna find out that I'm going straight back to the top.
Others have made the mistake of underestimating the former Intercontinental Champion, Bret the Hitman Hart, only to pay a severe price in the ring. Now, don't you make the mistake of not staying tuned. We'll be back with more from the WWF after this.
Next week here on WWF Superstars, scheduled for individual competition, they call him the excellence of execution, the Hitman Bret Hart.
And the man who's oozing with machismo, Razor Ramon.
Also scheduled to join us, the Ugandan giant Kamala.
And if that's not enough, the most dangerous man in wrestling will be here, Nailz.
And ladies and gentlemen, right here next week on WWF Superstars, you will hear the announcement for the main event at Survivor Series.